In this video I show you one of my favorite recipes of the year, sourdough olive ciabatta rolls. What a lovely day to bake. Moin, my name is Arne, German hobby baker who is living in Luxembourg. I started to love olives very late, especially Greek olives have done it to me. Kalamata olives are great to incorporate them into bread or rolls. After my sourdough ciabatta already had 80% hydration, this one has now 91%. With a long fermentation of over 24 hours, this is my all-time favorite for summer barbecues. Let's get started. This is from Luxembourg with Loaf.
Alright, we start the evening we want to bake by creating our levain, or basically in this case we want to make a stiff starter, so therefore we need 92 grams of wheat flour and 50 grams of water, and then we add 8 grams of sourdough starter that I have refreshed 2 times before. And then pull out everything from the glass and use your hand to mix the rest together. Really try to incorporate all the water with the flour. And once this has been done, put it back in the glass, put a rubber band to mark the height of the levain, and then leave it overnight. At the next day, you see the height has doubled or even a little bit more. We need 420 grams of water, 500 grams of wheat flour, and our stiff starter. And I really recommend you to use maybe 100 or even better 200 grams of ice cubes and replace that amount of water, because in my case the dough got too hot while mixing, and that has actually a negative effect of the dough and actually of the crumb. When you see your dough can take a little bit more water, you can add that. Don't use the full water, we will use it later. And then knead it for about 5 minutes at low speed. Then you can add a little bit more water and you can increase the speed of the mixer. And then mix another 5 minutes until the dough actually is coming from the side of the bowl. And here you see my error, my dough got too hot, that's why I added 35 grams of ice cubes to cool down the temperature below 27 degrees. Then I add 14 grams of salt and 10 grams of sugar, and then I continue mixing. The temperature of the dough should now cool down for about like 5 degrees Celsius. And then you keep on mixing for about 5 minutes. And then you add the olives, and I have here some spices, some Italian herbs, and this actually brings in Mediterranean flavor. I'm using here Kalamata olives. They are very nice inside of such a bread. But you can use any olives that you like. You can even use dried tomatoes or whatever you have. Then I take a dough scraper and transfer the dough to a slightly oiled container. And then you start doing some coil folds, so pull up dough and move it all over. Actually, if you're a little bit more experienced and see already that the structure of the dough is not as it should be, this is because my dough was a little bit too hot. After 30 minutes, you do another set of coil folds, and we do that in total 3 times, so each half an hour we have to do this. Don't forget to wetten your hands while doing that, else the dough will stick on your hands. But you actually see that the dough structure is a little bit getting better again. And then the 3rd time. Let's have a look at the side, and this goes now in the fridge.
While we wait for the fermentation to be finished, I would be happy if you would support me and my channel. So take a moment and like this video, subscribe to the channel and turn notifications so you don't miss the next videos. Thanks.
And at the next day, oh, I figured out the container was a little bit too small, but that's no problem. So take some flour, put it on top, and also like flour your countertop a bit so that the dough won't stick. Then pull the dough out of the container or use the gravity so you don't have to waste energy. Flour the top as well a bit. And then take a dough scraper to divide it into 6 portions. You could even bake the whole sourdough or olive ciabatta at one piece, but I wanted to make some bread rolls that can be better shared. You should already have preheated your oven at this stage. It should be at 250 degrees Celsius or 482 degrees Fahrenheit, and I have a pizza stone that is in there, and the preheating takes about 45 minutes, I would say. I'm using some baking paper here. It makes it a little bit easier because the bottom side of that sticks a little. So then I take a pizza peel and transfer them on the pizza stone. And after 30 to 35 minutes later, they look like this. Really, really nice. So they have been cooled down for about 30 minutes and the sound is really nice. So look how they look inside. This time I did not achieve such an open crumb as usual, but that is because of the dough temperature, as I said earlier. So use some ice cubes and then you will have a way better result than this one. But still it tastes and smells delicious. So bon appetit, have fun rebaking them.
Thank you for watching this video. I hope you guys have fun rebaking it. Feel free to link me on Instagram if you bake it and leave me a comment below the video. I have already made this ciabatta as a giant bread with 2 kilograms in one piece, or as in this case as rolls. If necessary, you can adjust the baking time a little. In any case, it's incredibly delicious and will be the star at your next barbecue. See you next time, Eddie, and goodbye.